won't cover it. We are ready. Aw. Hello, you do making small talk. Hello, everybody. My goodness, I forgot to send it out and make sure everybody share. So everybody that's tuned in, make sure you share. I did do a schedule, so I really wanted everybody to be a part of tonight's show. The candidates, meet the candidates. Hey. And I am so excited about the candidates, my very own Nissi Hamilton and my Carrie Lashley. And we'll be having Tico Hussman. She'll be joining us in a minute. But this is going to be awesome. I really believe that we need to educate ourselves, that we can no longer just vote for a party, but we need to vote for a person. Yes. And we need to understand their views and what they believe and how they flow, and if they are going to be beneficial to a community, the community that they say that they're there to represent, yes. Right? Because, I mean, we all see what's going on across the board, across in the country. We have a lot of issues and a lot of things that, that just it's hitting us right in the face. And I think, even on today I was reading scripturally, the word of God says, when the righteous ruleth, the city rejoiceth. That's right. You know what I'm saying? And that the government should be up on his shoulder. I think it's Isaiah 6:9. So I believe that once we go back to the righteous place of taking care of people, because that is our mandate, that we feed the hungry, that we clothe the naked, that we do those things that are conducive to those who are less fortunate. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, and that's the thing that we need to do. And that's the thing that I believe that you guys sincerely want to do in your communities. Yes. And so it is an honor and definitely a pleasure to have both of you guys, as well as Tico, who will be coming in a minute, and to have you guys to come and be a part of New Wine Talk. And tonight we want to talk about we want to be sincere as it relates to truth to power. And what are your intentions? And, not just talk, but action. And I've seen both of you guys in action, flowing and moving, and not only you guys, but other people as well, like the Tony Bugsby's and stuff like that. I see him out, that's my boy. I love Tony Bugsby. I see him out and, visiting the communities and, with people that are homeless, and Jamel Johnson, that's my boy. He's running for Aldine School District, so he'll be with us on September the 10th, and we'll be talking about things as it relates to the school district and our children, and how if we do not get involved, man, it's not going to be well for our children. So I don't care if your children if they're in rich neighborhoods, if they're in poverty-stricken neighborhoods, if they're in Aldine, if they're in HID, if they're in Katy, it does not matter. As parents, we need to partake of our children's education and make sure that what they're receiving is something that that's a part of our views as well. Right? And so without further ado, you guys know that Low Fox is missing. As a matter of fact, I don't even think she'll make it. She may make it one time next month, but she's got a great promotion on her job, like an elevation. And we are so excited and so proud of her. I mean, I miss my girl, but I told her, go do your thing. Do your thing. Yes. And bring it back to Black girls and diverse girls do business, right? Yes. And so we have one of my other faves, and she's also a part of the New Wine team, Tonette Wright, who's very versed in what she does. She has her own talk show, her own coaching, life coaching facility, right? It's just about, right? Well, yeah, just about. And she's awesome. So it's just like having Lord. She could fit in that chair, that hot seat. So it's a hot seat. Yeah, it's a hot seat. So go for it, Net. Tell them who you are and what you do and how you flow.
Oh, you just gave me such an awesome introduction.
Yes, I did.
I don't think anything else can be said. But I am Tonette Wright, and I'm really super excited about being here. And I'm also a soon-to-be author, so you guys stay tuned.
Tell them about your book. Tell them the name.
The name of my book is called Unleashed, and it's Gaining Freedom and Pursue Your Destiny, because we all have a purpose and a destiny. Right. But some of us are locked down, bound up, and chained, and don't know what to do, don't know where to go. Wow. So when you read this book, you will be loosed and set free, and you will know who your God-given ordained purpose is. So I'm super excited about that.
Oh my God, I am excited. I saw the book, and Tonette's book it rocks, it pops, it cracks,
Yes.
it crackles. It's like,
Oh,
I looked at it, I'm like, oh my God, it is like first class. You know, her picture is nowhere on the book, but everything that she's put forth on the book, it's like, this is so Barnes and Noble ready.
Yes.
This is like past, you know, I love Amazon, but this is like you can go to any bookstore, Ned. I'm kid you not. That's my nickname for her, Ned. You can go to any bookstore, and I'm telling you, people are going to be snatching that thing off the shelves. Yes. And so I am so proud of you, and yeah, keep up, and we definitely need you to continue with New Wine Talk.
Yes, I will be.
Okay.
I love it. So
I'm
excited to hear what you guys have to say tonight, because
Come on.
you know, from hearing you guys just a few days ago, it was so much passion, and I think that's very important. You have to be passionate about what you're doing. You can't just say, I'm going to take an office with no passion and no purpose behind it.
That's right.
And I believe that you guys are going to voice that tonight, and it's good because New Wine Talk has such an audience that will commission people to get out and vote. You know, so, and you know, hey, and Metro gives free rides, so we have no excuses. Metro gives free rides to the polls. So everybody should be able to make their way to the polls to vote for you guys. But I'm honored. I'm excited. Tico's not here, but I know she's well diverse in business with women-owned business and helping business owners get business. And that's so important for economic growth and development in the city.
Right. That's right.
So you guys rock.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
And just introduce yourself, Nissi Hamilton.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Well, hello there, Facebook of the live, or the live of the Facebook.
Oh, my
Y'all know I have to make you guys laugh because I'm such a comedian at heart. You know, I just want to say to my constituents, whenever they see me, they say, Nissi, you know what? Ever since we've been trailblazing, you know, every time we see you, you're always so happy. I'm like, yeah, there's just something to smile about everywhere I go. So,
right.
It's very hot, very sweaty out here on the campaign trail, but nevertheless, we are getting things done. So I just want to thank you. I am Nissi Hamilton. Running for Houston City Council District D, and I am so proud. I am unapologetically black and a very socially conscious African-American woman who is smashing on all kind of stereotypes, and I am ready for the world. I'm excited about District D and some of the changes that we're going to be making in the future, and I'm ready to take back our land before somebody else tries to claim it. So, and this is what this is about, and I'm ready to fight that and get my boots on the ground where they always been.
Yeah, they have been.
I did 8 years in the United States Navy, and I know one of my constituents said, you know, I didn't know that about you, you know, and I would shout her out, but this is not her platform. This is mine. So, you know. But I did serve my country. I served my country well, and I'm very excited about that, and I'm ready to do it again in my community because that's what it's about.
Awesome, awesome. Mr. Lashley.
How you doing? How you doing? My name is Kerry Lashley, running for Texas State Representative District 131, running South Houston. I'm running just to energize and empower and educate our community. I say energize because I want to energize all of our community to get up and do better, like to get up and go vote, to get up and go do something better than what we have been doing. So that's why I say energize our community. And I want to empower our community by implementing and fighting for bills and legislation that really systematically benefit us. Because it's been many, many years, laws put in place to systematically oppress us and keep us down. So I want to reverse that, and I want to intentionally pass bills that will empower our people, our community.
So cool.
So that's really why I'm running, just the betterment of my community, the betterment of our people, and to continue to move forward in the right place. So I'm Kerry Lashley, and I'm here, and I'm thankful to be on New Wine Talk right now with these lovely ladies.
Thank you, Mr. Lashley. I am definitely proud of you guys. And, you know, I threw out some questions on today. I was just writing some things down and going and doing some research on your communities. District D. I've never lived in District D. As a matter of fact, I grew up in California, and when I came to Houston, I always kind of lived, well, I did at one time live in South Park, close to South Park. So that would be District D, right?
Yeah, but you come and visit District D a lot, though.
I'm always in District D.
Yeah,
Especially Ray's Barbecue is in District D.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ray's
I'm always in District D. Ray's Barbecue, and you know we do marches, prayer marches there in District D as well.
Yes, we do.
And so it is what it is. I just love community, and I love community. Oh, Tico's here. Come on now, Tico. Give it up for Tico. Come on, Tico. We know you were coming all the way from downtown, and no, we knew.
How you doing? How you doing?
We're so glad you're here, Tico. So we got to stop, you guys. We're going to stop all this talking because Tico is here. So Tico, please tell them, we went around the table, we introduced ourselves, said a little bit about ourselves, and told them what district and so on and so forth that we're running in, so everybody can know.
Okay. All right. I am Tico.
Yes,
I'm on. Okay, my apologies. Okay, here we go. Now I can hear it. I'm Tico Houseman, and I am Tico for the people.
Woo. I like that. I like that.
I can tell you what I'm not. I'm not a career politician.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm not fresh out of school. I'm experienced. I'm a wife and a mother. I'm not an overzealous entrepreneur who's just trying to put a notch in their belt.
Come on.
And I can tell you what I am.
Come on.
I'm a silent player.
Woo!
So
put it way up to your mouth.
So for years, I have strategically been in places, spaces where people have made decisions for people, thought they were doing what was best for the people.
Come on.
And they didn't even ask the people.
Wow. Yeah, that's true.
So millions of dollars later, lots of broken trust and communications, they decide to ask the people.
Come on.
So I'm Tico for the people. And I'm running so that I can do what the people need me to do. And so we are doing these sessions called Tell Tico. I'm listening. I'm coming into the community, and I want to hear what you want in your next city council person.
Wow, wow. And you're running for?
City council at large. So at large means the whole city.
yeah.
So you'll vote your district race, but you'll also have 5 at-large candidates. And so I really encourage everybody to get engaged because it's a lot of people running.
It
It's
is.
about
Yes,
125, I think.
Yeah, it is
the last
125 people.
Wow.
That's really crazy, right? And so you have forums like this where people are presenting candidates for you. And so I
Right.
really think that if you pay attention, it'll be an easy choice because the cream rises to the top.
Come on, now.
True.
Can I say something, Tico?
Yes, ma'am.
You remember we did promote her and we
Yes.
introduced
Yes.
ourselves?
Yes.
And we talked to each other right after that?
Yes.
Can I just tell you in your introduction, I felt that.
Thank you.
Like, that was so real
Thank you.
and so honest and so vulnerable. I felt it. So,
Wow.
you got my
Well,
vote. I'm over here like, Tico, he should be involved. I love it. Usually people look for me to send sentimental messages, but you just over here in my heart is like, oh,
You know what? I
want
learned from the
Tico.
best, and I would tell you, I appreciate that. Empowered women empower women.
Absolutely.
After one of my first times, get in front of people and telling them what I am and who
Right,
I am.
right.
Nissi pulled me aside, and she gave me some amazing feedback.
Awesome.
Make me cry.
You did. So I dug deep,
Oh, wow.
and then I started talking to people, and
Wow.
I started listening to people, and then it was easy after that.
Wow.
Yeah. I think the
Wow.
biggest thing I've watched everybody do, because I told God, I said, I will not be intimidated by this. They started giving their resumes and what board they sat on and who they was working for and all this stuff. And then I started thinking, and God said, baby, don't you worry about that. Because when it come down to pass the votes for the money, because they already associated with certain agencies and certain bills and stuff like that, they won't be able to vote. But see, you don't belong to nobody. You can vote for whatever it is you want to vote for. So keep it like that. And I love that, just that openness, that vulnerability, and people don't know that. That's what.
And what I see in Tico, and I met her. She came to the Black Girls and Diverse Girls Do Business conference. Is honesty. You
Yes.
know, well, yeah, I see honesty. I see character, and I see integrity.
Yes.
And so, really serious. And I have just the greatest of discernment. And I do believe, and before you came, we talked about, scripturally, because I mean, this is not a Christian talk show or whatever, but I do believe in the scriptures, and I do believe that when the righteous ruleth, the city does rejoice.
Yes.
Or in other words, when there's people that are righteous and concerned about feeding the hungry and clothing the naked and making sure that those who are vulnerable can be taken care of, that it brings blessings to us corporately as a country. And I also believe that the government is up on the things of God on his shoulder. Yes. And so that's been my whole cry, because I really don't like a lot of things that are going on, and it's just it's vexing, because I'm like, oh my God, this is not going to end well. So I have really been in that place, and praying that you guys come to a place of fruition in this government, in legislation, whatever it takes. But we need people that's going to fight for us. Right. We need people that are going to fight for, me and my husband, we've been pastoring for 22 years, and there's a lot of things that's taking place that we don't know what to do. You're like kind of in the middle. So I need a voice for me.
Yes.
I need people to speak out for me.
Yes.
And so I am so excited and so happy, and I'm so proud of you guys. And you definitely have our push. You have Black Girls and Diverse Girls Do Business. You have our push. We're just out in the community saying your name, putting your name out, saying things, a podcast. I've called people that I know, because I know all kind of people. I told my mom. I told my mom today.
That's true.
All kind of people.
I told my mom today, because it was some things that happened. I'm like, now look, I can take care of that for you. I am a resource. I am a resource center. So the resources that we have, we are going to use every one of our resources to help push you guys. And our number one resource is prayer. We're definitely praying for you guys. I will never forget, Adrian Garcia and Tony Wallace stood in this place, and we had a face down, and they asked us, and they came, and we prayed for them. And I'm like, yes, God. Melissa Sanchez, who was campaigning for Adrian Garcia, called me that night, and she said, oh my God, he's losing by 500. I said, don't worry about it. Let me go. I got to go do something. So I went in. I'm like, God, we need you to move. The next morning, I went to bed. The next morning, I woke up. He had won by 500. I'm like, yes. And it's about government. It's about righteous government. And Nissi can attest to that.
Yes,
that Adrian, he looked out for her when she went through some horrific times.
Yes, he
so
did.
we need people that are concerned about people, right? And so with that being said, I have a couple of questions, and I know I, kind of talked a little bit about Nissi today, and this is for all of you guys, because I see Nissi out, and I see Tico, and I even see Carrie, and you're talking about, environmental things a lot, right? I know in Sunnyside, I have one of my sons, my spiritual sons. He lives there, and he's always talking about the trash and the sidewalks and all of this different stuff, and the crime. Yes. I didn't know, you guys, that Houston is the third highest, has the third, it's the third highest city in America that has the highest crime rate.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
What in the world? What happened?
Taking number one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. People
human trafficking is number one.
Yeah, human trafficking is taking over number one. So my thing is, like I've been saying, nobody cares about somebody's kid coming up missing until their child comes up missing.
Right, of course.
Nobody cares about the kids until your child is out and it's 11:30, 11:59, midnight, and the police stops your child while they're being trafficked, but he doesn't know that they're being trafficked, to write them a citation.
Right.
And then where's the court? Where's the attorney? Where's the public defendants for the children then? Okay. We don't think about that, which that's another cost to the parent. We don't think about the things what happen to our children when we do interact in bad behavior, such as drugs or things like that, and we are condoning things that we shouldn't be condoning, or not dealing with things that we should be dealing with. We leave them up to our children to deal with them, and then they don't know how, and then they get trafficked. Even the messages that we send out about the kids when we're looking for them, just saying 1 or 2 sentences like, this child has ran away 7 times or 10 times.
Wow.
That is horrible. Right. What person wants to look for a child who somebody says they've ran away away 10 times, 7 times, or that they don't want to be at home. Because what you don't know and what's not being addressed is what they're running away from. But that's what the predators know.
Let me ask you guys this. According to the Houston Chronicle, I was looking up some stuff. It says 2 of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the U.S. are Sunnyside and Third Ward.
Yes.
Is that's true? That's true as far as you guys know?
It's true.
My
It is
goodness.
true. And what happens is it keeps our houses, the economy, the social economic system of District D goes down. So what happens is it makes people not want to move into the area so that we can even build it up. And then when people do build it up, then you get African American people that get upset because they're not the color of our skin.
Wow. True. So Tico, what are we doing to address that? What could we do? What will you do to address those issues in particular? Crime.
Well, like I said, I definitely want to talk to people and really get an understand of the types of crimes.
Right.
Because, again, I don't presume that I know everything.
Of
It's
course.
important that I hear what people say. But I will tell you as well with the illegal dumping and the trash, one of the things that I found out in relation to Harvey is it wasn't the cause, but a lot of folks, the drainage was
Absolutely.
blocked because
Right.
the city was not maintaining the ditches,
Yes.
and they had that illegal dumping situation. So we definitely have to get that under control as far as environmental, and then just public safety as a whole, and then work our way backwards. I think with just basic services that folks need, and it can put you in a somewhat desperate situation.
And so the trash is probably has a lot to do with the flooding. Because if it doesn't have anywhere to... Wow.
It was a factor.
It was a factor, right? Because some of those areas got hit. I mean, I can remember going into Sterling High School and bringing, toothbrushes and toothpaste and all of that kind of stuff. And some of the kids, they were so depressed because they didn't even have belts. They had lost everything. So I'm assuming that that had something to do with it. There was no way for the water to run off, nowhere for the water to run off. And so those areas, and that's just across the world, those areas that suffered the most, that are most impoverished, they are the ones that suffer the most when things happen. And they're the last to get back up and moving. And so with you and Carrie and Nissi, I trust that you will definitely be a part of changing those environmental issues, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I was going to say, too,
Go ahead.
just even with that, we had a gentleman from the other day when we were at the event on Sunday who mentioned not even having trash picked up.
Wow.
That
So
was
one of
Carrie.
my-
That was
just
me.
gonna
That
ask
was
Sherry,
me.
did your trash
Well,
get picked up?
They picked it up yesterday.
Thank you.
Yeah, they were supposed to
Thank
come on
you.
Friday,
I'll
so
say
I don't
They
know what
was,
happened.
but they came
So,
and they
Carrie,
picked it up,
They
though.
did, they did.
Okay.
One
You
of my
welcome.
coworkers
Thank you.
today, because it's like you say, ask the people what do they think, and one of my coworkers lives and moved his family from the northeast side of town and moved to Third Ward. And he says, if I could ask one thing, the first thing I would ask is, can I please have my trash picked up?
Yes.
They don't pick up the trash, and so the trash sits there for days. So
They do.
his trash was supposed to be picked up on Monday. They still haven't come. He said it's so bad to where he will see the trash man in the neighborhood and think, oh my God, they're going to pick up our trash today, and they don't come.
They don't.
Wow.
And
They
so
probably
you
go
have.
home. I don't know what they do.
He says he don't know if they don't have a route. He says, but it's not enough people complaining because people, I believe too, they're just so used to getting rejected and not getting anything.
That's
so
right.
nobody even makes a cry or a plea because they figure nobody's going to do anything.
Wow.
True.
And it's so sad because like you say, you got trash all in your neighborhood when a flood comes, so it has nowhere to drain or go, and then it puts a bad taste in the mouth for the whole community. And then the community just continuously goes down. So like you say, who's going to come put something in your neighborhood if I drive through and see it looking that way? It makes nobody cares about what's going on. Somebody has to take a stance and say we have to change the environment. And then when I change my environment, I can start working on my mindset and start changing the community at large where you can deal with the crime. Because my phone goes off all day long with the drive-by shootings. and it's happening right in Sunnyside.
Wow. Wow.
Right in
Wow.
Sunnyside. The schools, Yates, the gangs and all of that kind of stuff. It's going on right there. So when you give those statistics, I believe them.
Wow.
It's truth because that's the location of where this is happening.
So you guys, Carrie, you want to say something
About the crime?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I just want to say the people in our community just are hurt.
Wow.
And hurt people hurt people.
Jeez, that's good.
Right.
And so that's why when elected state representative, I want to enforce the laws that's already been passed, but the cities and counties and even the state agencies, we're not being held accountable to give the people mental health counseling, give the people therapy, because it all comes down to our community is broken and hurt, and we have to heal them mentally first, and then we can start to educate them about doing the appropriate thing as far as crime and billing and jobs. They need money, so they're out robbing, stealing. So we need to fix our community, and we need to intentionally fix our community because there has been many laws and programs passed that doesn't help our community. And I want to be the forefront and push that wave to tell Austin that, no, I'm here for my community, my people. Because this position is not for me, it's for the community. And so I want to be held accountable, and I want to enforce those laws, and I want to heal our people mentally. And that's what I would do. And once we heal them mentally, I can see them getting jobs, finding a appropriate living, finding don't have to go to that life of crime anymore. So we have to heal our people because hurt people, and we need that to stop.
And he's been, go ahead, Tika.
And what I was going to say is interesting is what's fascinating that I'm finding out is it really is basic services.
Basic services, that's all it is.
I spoke to a group of seniors yesterday, and my takeaway, I was like, what? I'm glad I came because you just you got to ask the people what they want. I promise you, you don't know unless you ask them.
Right.
But I talked to Miss Louise, and she was upset because she isn't in a metro zone, and so for her to go buy groceries, she has to Uber. So she has to take $20 to go Uber.
Yes.
So multimodal and solutions for people who aren't in that district is huge. The other thing is there was a lady who was legally blind, and she said, I don't feel safe walking up and down the street outside of my community because the sidewalks are so bad. And I'm like,
Lord. Basic.
Basic.
Sometimes they don't even have lighting.
And so we really got to give a lot of love to our infrastructure.
Especially for the seniors.
Yes.
You know, especially for those seniors, man, that breaks me down. I was a Alzheimer's nurse for like 4 or 5 years, and of course it was older people, and I'm telling you, they deserve it. They have lived their lives. They have sown into this country. They've done the greatest work most often, and they need to be taken care of. And to just not be able to go to a grocery store, that's more than enough. You know, that's too much. We can do better. We can do better. And to what I was going to say something to what Kerry spoke about, because he's big into the mental health thing, is even after Harvey, we had so many children that suffered with PTSD that were not taken care of. Nobody took care of people, mental health, after Harvey. And so we can have another Harvey at any time. Let's just keep it real.
Well, hurricane season is
but we do need services. And most often the services, I have insurance. Someone else, you may have insurance, and you can go take care of your mental health needs. But they had so many people in your communities in the District D or just what is 131, District 131, and just the Houston area at large that could not get services. And these people were depressed. They were suffering PTSD. Some of the kids, I found out, well, a young kid was scared when they saw water. They were fearful because they had to get in. Those things are real. Those things are real. And nobody addressed those issues, not even the school districts, I don't think, to make it mandatory that we address those issues, because we're going to see the repercussions of that, not addressing those issues in the long run with our children. Okay?
Right.
So, Nissi? You talking about this? I mean, she's big on sex trafficking, and I think you need to stay there.
Issues.
I think you need to stay there, though, because it's big in Texas. It's big in Houston.
Well, just to put it out there, I'm making history running for office. This is already a historical campaign trail, but I'm making history because I'm the first African-American woman to be running for office as a survivor of human trafficking. And I don't think there are enough people putting emphasis on it. I want to thank my constituents who have reached out to me, who has offered me breakfast, who has offered to ask me, Nissi, can you give us your expert advice on what kind of solutions can we come up with to protect our girls? But when I get statistics like 85,000 black women gone missing.
Oh, wow.
Because 40% of sex trafficking comes from attacks African-American girls.
Of course, in the communities.
In the communities.
That community.
And it comes down to a public health issue. You know, I remember talking to some of our firefighters, and I said, well, listen, you don't think sex trafficking affects you guys? Because baby Moses, safe haven, applies to you. When the girls are getting pregnant and they having these babies and they don't know they're pregnant, they get to leave a baby with you.
That's
what
right.
you gonna do if 40, 50, 100 babies start coming to your door? Then what? Do we have the manpower to sacrifice this type of situation? Do we have the manpower to come up with a solution? Because it's one thing to save the baby, but then what do we do with the mama?
That's right.
And
'Cause
nobody's
it'll be
thinking
another
about
baby
that.
most often.
And then they're babies as well.
Exactly.
We have considered the prison the pipeline for our boys. We have. We've done tremendous work. But when it comes down to prison, the pipeline for our girls, we have left them out, period. And they need help.
Let me ask you guys this. Oh my God, because I really haven't heard this addressed, and I really want to put it out there because, like I said, I think the medical thing just kicks in for me, and I'm always into statistics as it relates to health, personal health, and as you all know, HIV affects African American women.
Yes, it does.
It's at an all-time high. It is an epidemic. And so I read this on today that Texas has the third highest population of people living with HIV in the country.
Yes.
We're number 3, and I have yet to hear those issues addressed. You know why? I believe it's because of this. It says 1,200 people are diagnosed yearly. It is especially high in communities of color.
Yep.
And between 2011 and 2015, almost half of those diagnosed with HIV were black. A third were Hispanic, and 13% was Caucasian. So in 2014, for every one Caucasian woman diagnosed with HIV, we had 21.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something is wrong with that.
Something is wrong.
Big time.
And we have to address that because we won't have people here. If it keeps going like that, we won't have people here to govern. Not African Americans.
Yep.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Those issues have to be addressed in our community. I need to find out who is going to address those issues because it is affecting our community. And most often when it just affects our community, then it's not a big deal being made about that.
Right.
So we have to make some noise.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
We need to make some noise. Tico? You want to say something on that?
I agree fully, and we need partnerships because I do believe that there are some resources out there, and I think that's been another point of discovery for me is Houston is a great city, and we are rich in resources, but everybody works in silos.
Jeez.
And so I really think I don't have to recreate the wheel. You know,
Right.
somebody's
No, you
just
don't.
got to
You
be the connector. Like I said, I sit in those rooms, I see what you're doing, and I see what you're doing, and together we can create a larger vision. And so, there are groups like the Legacy Group who are doing fine work. I would love to spend some time and figure out what else we could do. I know that it's a situation that they're dealing with in the homeless shelters with the teens. There's just a lot of work. There's just a lot of work to do. So I
Busy
definitely
bee.
would.
Yeah.
Busy bee.
absolutely.
Busy bee. I love Busy
Yeah.
Bee.
Yeah.
And there's something called Sustain Well-Being as well. I
They
check
have
them
that?
out. It's a part of U of H.
Yeah.
But I looked, and there's a pediatrician that said that she usually has 10 cases a year. Excuse me. But now she's already up to 18 cases, and it was the middle of the year.
That's
And that was
crazy.
children under 18.
I know that Houston started a program called Houston's Healthy Women. And I'm not sure if it was just Houston, but I do know that Miss Cheryl Turner has, she sits on the board for Avenue 360, and they do a lot of work in the Third Ward community. Shout out to you, Miss Turner. She's freaking awesome. and they do a free HIV testing a lot in Third Ward. So, and they sit right there in the parking lot with the Family Dollar. It's right over there in that corner. And, people just pass it right on by, but they're there as a support system for Third Ward, and I can't do nothing but tell you thank you, because it's not, MD Anderson. It may not be a Texas Children, but it's them, it's there. It's Avenue 360, and they're there.
I think we need to work on preventative care.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Preventative care, because we
Absolutely.
have everything in place, it sounds like, resources rather,
Yes.
if we already have HIV, but the
Yes.
preventative care.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I think
Yes.
we need to really push that and be in place to talk to our girls. I'm like, what is going on? We need forums. We need places. We need to bring
When
them
we
in.
push PrEP, I think Houston, when they did that campaign, they pushed PrEP, but I think PrEP was hit and miss because you talking to teens about PrEP, but you talking to teens who don't have insurance to support PrEP.
Okay.
And that's what I've been fighting for our college students to be able to have health care insurance.
Wow.
They're already being taxed once. Why do they need to be taxed twice? You're being taxed just to get the money for school. And at the end of the day, our students are taking out way more loans than they have the jobs
Of course.
that benefit the amount of money that they're taking out
Of
for
course.
school. And then at the end of the year, while they're in school, they have to pay a tax, or they get penalized for not having the health care on their income taxes. No, that's not right. If we can't come up with some type of reform legislation for our children, because Carrie, seriously, I would like to work with you on something like that. Get an initiative going so that we can push it to our universities, to our communities, our community colleges, so that we can get something going and build up some social media around it, so that and I'm not just saying free, I'm saying that through collective bargaining, because if the schools were unionized, right, if the students became like a union, because the whole point of going to college was to build up the community so that the kids could stay there. We're building up the kids, sending them everywhere else when they need to stay in the community to build it up. So I would love to work with you on a piece of legislation that would benefit the schools, and that the school could benefit from it too, but it would attract more students, more diversity, more cultural diversity to the universities, as well as our kids being able to afford PrEP as a preventative measure to combat HIV. That's crazy. We can't win for losing. Yeah. We want preventative measures, but then they lose it because they don't have the access to health care to get it. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I will say is that SD 13, shout out to Boris Miles, they made a provision to where now it's sickle cell and HIV can't be covered under Medicaid.
Good.
Okay, good.
So thank you for that. That just got passed in the last 86 legislature. But how many kids know if they're in college that they qualify for the Medicaid, or how to apply, or if they, what are the measures that they can take for that? You know what I mean? That's important, Mr. Lashley.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm calling them out.
That's important.
It is important.
That's important. Get them, mother.
Yeah. So, Tico, what can we do to make sure that Tico because I cannot wait. I cannot wait to vote. I kid you not. And I'm not trying to put any, but I'm telling you, I told Nissi, I said, I'm going to do the mama pain when you guys win. I'm going to roll. So if I'm there when you win, if you're embarrassed, I'm telling you. I'm going to embarrass you. They're going to be like, who is that lady that take on rolling on the floor?
Tell her to sit down.
Who's that lady there with Carrie? I do. I really, really, really feel like change is coming. I do. So talk to us about some change. Tico, what can we do to help promote change for you?
So, Tico for the people. So I need you to talk to me. Had a problem getting a contract. Your city certification taking too long.
Wow.
Can't get your trash picked up. You got a pothole.
Whoa.
Tell Tico. And so it's very important. We have a form or a little comment box on the website, ticoforhouston.com, where you can leave your comments. Talk to me while I'm in a position to make those decisions.
Come on.
Give me what I need to advocate
Come on.
so that I can execute and deliver.
Wow.
And so I need you to vote for me. I need you, if you got a few dollars, donate to the cause, because I am at large, and it does take a little extra money to do media and get my name out. So anything that you can contribute. And then volunteer. You can go on the website and sign up. We have opportunities. We need Team Tico at luncheons. We need to be at the colleges. So if you got a couple hours and you want to just come hang and talk to the people, I'm Tico for the people.
Tico for the people.
Carrie, what can we do for you?
We can do for me
Tell the people.
is go to CarrieLashley.com. You can donate anything you can. I'm not giving no price because I don't want to get yelled at right now.
Oh, yeah.
You can go donate. You just spread the word, get out the vote on March 3rd, 2020. That's running for the Democratic primary for the state representative, Texas District 131. And I'm just here to listen to my community. If you're low income and you're saying I've been low income from years, I'm tired of being low income, yes, we need vocational training for you. We need trade training for you. I know the youth, 16 to 24, we push youth to go to college. A lot of youth, the majority of our youth do not go to college, and we forget about you all. I'm not going to forget about you all. I want to start a program, Youth Jobs, Not Jails program for you. Get some vocational training and trade training. Like, all the resources are there, like what we talked about earlier, but it's not being enforced.
Wow.
So when elected state representative, I want to hold the county, want to hold the city
That's right.
accountable.
Okay.
Right.
And I want you to hold me accountable. So I want to be that voice for you, because all the the money is there. We just have to allocate it. And I want to fight for transparency to see where all our funds are going. So please go out to CarrieLashley.com, donate, and sign up for I like to volunteer, street teaming. So yeah, let's make change. It's time for change. It's time for new energy in Texas politics.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Nissi Hamilton.
Hey, everybody, again. So you guys can just follow me on Facebook. Make sure you go check out my page. Message me. You can direct message me. Call me, 713-331-3112. That number works. You're going to get me every time. Let me know what your concerns are. What I would like to do, though, is interview some more young men who actually do the trash and pick up the trash. For the city of Houston, because what I've learned is that they are overworked and underpaid.
That too.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
that
heard.
you have you might have one person with maybe 2 supervisory positions.
Wow.
And they're working 6 days, maybe even 7 days a week.
Wow.
And they're not getting any time off. And they're not being treated fairly. And I've also learned that their equipment is out of date.
Wow.
It's about 10 years old, and they are doing the best that they can with what they got. And that's like any other African-American mama that I know that has always done the best with what she had to make it more suitable, or to make living arrangements healthy for the kids or just for the family. So, but we don't want that. I do not desire that to be the case. My mother, Lady Gail Johnson, she has some great friends in some high places who are willing to have this ugly talk with me about what can we do about the trash. So I want to thank you, Miss Sandy, for considering the conversation so that we can see what we can do about that. So you guys call me, talk to me. Call me anytime, talk to me about anything. And I do need volunteers. I do need help. Let's push this campaign. It is a movement. We want to get rid of stereotypes about who can run or who should run, or how you should run, or who has the most money, or who can be bought. And so one thing that's not going to happen is I will not be bought. You will not pimp me out. and we're just not going to have it. Some people don't mind being human trafficked, and if you think human trafficking has everything to do with sex, then if you are a paid politician, then you are human trafficking too. So welcome to the crowd. I'm out the game.
Thank you, Jesus.
I'm Nissi Hamilton. I hope I got your vote.
Boom.
You know, while you guys were, when Nissi was talking, I thought about it because she is a millennial and Carrie just probably
I am the only
just
female
close to the
millennial
millennial.
on the ballot, too.
So, wow. But let me ask you guys something. Why are the millennials not voting? We got to do something about that.
They don't understand.
No, I talked to a millennial at Sunday at the lunch out party that we did, the lunch out brunch. And I mean, his thing, like, we've lost faith in the system. And I'm like, look at here, boy. Somebody died so that you could have the right to vote. Yeah. So we have to really, really, really target, I believe, our millennials.
Millennials
and we need to target our millennials. And I know one thing we're going to do at Fight Like a Girl is set up voter registration. You know, get people that, it doesn't matter if you're homeless or not. You still, that's why you really should vote. So we need something. We need someone. We need our millennials that are into government and politics and all of that. We need you to be a voice to the millennials to get your peers to vote. We need the millennials to vote.
And I hope we see some improvement on that now that TSU and UHD are going to be early voting sites.
Good.
They are. That some of the struggle with the younger folks have to do with the ability to get to the polls. I mean, I realize you can mail in votes, but I mean, by the time you go through that and then you realize this, it's just easier not to. So I would be very fascinated to see how the millennials show up this time. I believe in them.
Well, I want to shout out to Diane Trumpman. I think it was back in July. We were invited to one of her openings and where she released the information. She has opened up all voting polls, okay, all over. So wherever a voting poll is, this is you can vote there. So like if you live out here in LaPorte, or whatever, but you work downtown, you don't have to come all the way back to LaPorte to vote.
Awesome.
You can vote.
And I love that.
Wow.
And I love
that. That is awesome.
And I love that because, you know, sometime in our areas, we got 2 machines, and you go over here and they got 25.
Of course.
I'm going to the 25.
Exactly.
And sometimes, you know, votes would get
lost.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So, yeah, votes would get lost because sometimes, you know, like if you wasn't at your particular voting poll or voting station or whatever, then, you know, you had to write yours in. And sometimes if you wrote it in, you know, there's a strong possibility that it didn't get counted for. So I just want to thank you, Diane Trumpman, for your office doing an amazing work. The team is doing just phenomenal. And getting people, the registrar? Yeah. The registers to get people to vote. And
That's
I tell you what, I would love if they could follow some of the other states and just when you turn 18, you can automatically vote.
Right.
Well, so,
like
you know, in the state of Texas, you can vote at 17 years old and 6 months. Mm-hmm. So if you're 17 years old and 6 months, you can vote in the state of Texas.
But I want them just to happen.
Oh, like they did in the military. Like when you turn 18, you go straight into the military.
It's an automatic right that you have.
You automatically, you don't have to sign up or do anything.
You've got a driver's license, you are automatically a registered voter at 18.
You know, that's a good idea.
They'll ask you when you go get your license or get your license renewed, are you a registered voter? Or, you know, so I understand where Tico's coming from. It's like automatically register me to vote when I go get my license or any type of ID.
Make it separate.
Right.
Just keep it as, because you're going to put the information on my driver's license.
That's true. That's a good idea.
Now that's a legislation.
Now
law.
that's a
Cool,
Carrie.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I've heard this too. I had a young lady that's one of our employees at the school. She stated that she went to get her driver's license and it had expired, and they're making people go and get their birth certificates.
Yes.
Now, what is that? That sounds like a deterrent to me, right? Especially if you're 100 years old, 90 years old. Some of these people would never probably be able to.
They said that to my mom last week.
And your so what is that?
You know that's tied to immigration.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. So.
Oh yeah, they did that to my mom last week, and then they told her like she had to get her marriage license. She said, I haven't had that like in 40 years.
Wow. So that well. I'm okay. I know that's maybe tied to that, but I've been in here for this country forever. You got my whole history. I had a driver's license 100 years. Then why would I have to get a marriage license? And why would I have to get a birth certificate?
Yeah, and then like she had her license, it just was expired, and that was the DPS on South Gassner too.
Because it's probably a
Oh,
pretty
you
good
gonna
chance.
call them out like
Yep.
that?
It's
Right.
probably a pretty good chance whoever you targeting, they just probably don't have that, right?
Of
So
course.
we move, we don't keep up with those things.
And
so-
especially someone is in their that's in their 80s.
yeah, it's a challenge, and so
So
it feels intentional.
yeah, so that I believe that needs to be addressed as well, especially when it comes to our seniors, because that can be a deterrent for them voting.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? They're can't even get around most often, especially
Well,
in
most of the-
your communities.
Absolutely. Well, most of my seniors, they're going to keep their stuff uptight, together anyways, because you got Social Security added.
Right.
You got your Medicaid and your Medicare, and then you got your food stamps. And, see, the median income for my district, just for 77021, is 21,000, almost 22,000. So they're going to keep up with that stuff because they need the benefits the most.
Right.
They do.
Right.
You
It's
know?
a matter of life
They
and
do.
It's
death.
a matter
Yeah.
of life or death, so they're going to, keep up with that.
Wow.
At the least.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, I have one quick question. I want to know before we close out, because I was reading where they're giving like $45 million for HUD, and it's like 28%, $28 million is going to be allocated for new development. And then the rest of it, no, I'm sorry, 28 is for only what's here, and then the rest of them is going to go for new development. So how can we get the money allocated in the really low income areas?
Okay, so
Wow.
how they wrote that
Good
was
question.
just a suggestion. It's not what's actually happening. What they want to do is they want to make the HUD money, use that money. They want to bifurcate it. They want to use it for purposes other than housing. Okay, so they want to use that money to mitigate the flood plan that we need the money to make, for our drainage and our sewers and things like that to be better and everything like that. Until HUD allows the city to change the language, then they can't bifurcate that money, or they can't use that money for anything other than housing. So it's sitting there. So what they've advertised is just suggestions for what it is that they want to do. This is the plan that we want to do with the money.
Wow.
Something else.
Wow. So, when the righteous rule it, the city rejoices.
The prayers of the righteous availeth much.
So that gives us some targeted areas.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some targeted, because
But the biggest concern right now is buyouts. And I've been talking
Yes.
to people, and they don't want to listen to me. But you know what? Oh, well, listen. The conversation is who gets to buy out District D. Do rich people get to buy it out, or do the people that are living there continue to keep their land? This is a fight for the fittest. You're talking about survival. You're talking about Darwinism. It's happening. And so how do you ask people that are in poverty to combat something that they don't know about? And when you don't even give the right information, give the information right. Tell them the truth. Tell them that a recession is coming. Tell them that. Tell them that they're getting ready to lose their houses if their houses are not built within a 100-year flood plan. Tell them the truth. And that's what I've been doing, and I do not care, because I do not want to have an 80-year-old woman say, Miss Nissi, I've been in my house for 20, 30 years, and I got one thing fixed on it, and now they want to tax me up the wazoo, or because I don't have X, Y, and Z, I won't be able to keep my house because somebody's buying out the land.
Yep.
Tell them the truth.
District D is a prime location.
It sure
District D
is.
a prime location.
Prime location, prime real estate.
when
Don't
they-
play with me.
And if they buy them out, it's not for the right value.
Of
And
course
there's
it's not.
There's not enough affordable housing, so where are they going to go?
Exactly. Exactly. So you want to talk about
wow.
scrimmaging.
Come on. So, therefore, when the righteous rule it, my goodness.
AKA gentrification.
So I'm
AKA.
telling you this, my mom raised us for quite a while. It was 5 of us alone. And so I really understand, you know, those areas and places. I'm just grateful that she did raise us in California, because, I mean, you can make it in California, okay? You can make it, it is what it is, especially a single woman with a bunch of children. But unfortunately, there's not a lot of places like that you could still have dignity and live, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and just be able to come up from a small place. My mom went to school when she was 36 years old, right? And she became a nurse like at 38, 39 or something like that. And so I just kind of understand where people can be, and where they are. And I think that we as a people, we are going to have to rally together and no longer just receive the minimal.
Yes.
And be in that small place, or hire big, or vote for, or hire, whatever you want to call it, big names. But we need a Tico. She may not have the biggest name, but she has the heart of compassion for people, because government is for people. It is about people. Or Carrie Lashley or Nissi Hamilton. It is for the people. So please, 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 talk about these people, share, go to their pages, donate, do whatever you need to do, because we need people that care about people. And that's just it. So I want to pray for them before they leave. I want to pray the blessings of the Lord, that he would just bless you guys. So Father, we thank you on tonight. We thank you for righteousness in government. Your word declares that when the righteous ruleth, that the city rejoice. So I thank you that today that no weapon formed against these people will prosper, and every tongue that rises against them to judge them, they will condemn it because of their righteousness, because of the righteous lifestyle, Father. I thank you, Lord, that you would give them everything that they need, that resources would come from the north, the south, the east, and the west, that you would make provisions for them, Father. For your word says if they would walk uprightly before you, there's absolutely, positively no good thing that you would withhold from them. So today, I thank you, Daddy God, that because they have come to this place, Father, New Wine Talk, where the anointing dwells, I thank you, Father, that you will send before them the greatest of things, that you would comfort them, Father, during this fight, that you would keep them, that you would protect them from all slander and gossip and those things that would come, Father, to destroy them. I thank you, Father, that they are the righteousness of Christ, and that when the righteous, Father, rule it, that the city rejoice, and that the government would be up on your shoulders. So send the greatest conviction to their heart. Let the compassion overtake them. Let it be overflowing, Father, out of their mouth when they speak. Let the compassion overtake them for the seniors and for those, Father, who are naked and need to be, Father, clothed, and those who are hungry and need to be fed. You can do all things but fail. So today, I release them into your hands, Father, to do a great and mighty work in their lives. And Father, we will give you glory and honor you in Jesus' name. Yes, I love the candidates. These are my peeps, y'all.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Y'all are awesome. I got you guys. We are going to be fasting and praying and fasting and praying. Oh, my God. What do y'all think?